Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you find it interesting, please subscribe and like the video. And we are starting a new adventure. Today we will walk around the city of Birgu, Malta. From Valetta there is a ferry to the city and it's the easiest way to reach there. And in my opinion, this is the best option. Throughout the entire journey, you will be accompanied by the smell of the sea and views of the ancient city in the horizon. Birgu is a called Victoria's city and is an old fortified city on the south side of the Grand Harbour in the southeastern region of Malta. Birgu is known from medieval times, prior to the establishment of Valetta as capital and main city of Malta. Military powers that wanted to rule the Maltese islands would need to obtain control on Birgu due to its significant position in the Grand Harbour. Birgu served as the base of the Order of St. John and was considered as capital city of Malta from 1530 to 1571. Birgu is well known from its vital role in the Great Years of Malta of 1565. In the development of Birgu played their roles Phoenicians, Greeks, Romans, Byzantines, Arabs, Normans, the Aragonesians, and the Order of St. John. Birgu was part of a town named Birmula. When the Order of St. John came to Malta, they planned to build 3 cities from this land. It started from Sanglea, then Vittoriosa and Cospicula. The rest of the land was named Cotonera and it was surrounded with the Cotonera lines. When the Ottoman Empire forced the Order of St. John to leave Rhodes, Malta became its new home. In 1526, the Order sent a commission of 8 knights to Malta. They described Birgu as a small, defenseless town with old houses in poor condition. And in 1530, they decided to make Birgu the capital of Malta, since the former capital, Mdina, was inland and did not meet their naval requirements. In 1798, Malta was taken by Napoleon and the city was garrisoned by French troops. And in 1800, the French capitulated and Malta became a British protectorate. The Royal Navy's Mediterranean Fleet established its base at Birgu, and British troops remained in Birgu until 1979. Birgu was heavily damaged during the Second World War, and many historical buildings were destroyed. In the beginning of the 20th century, Birgu had a population over 6,000 people, and step by step this decreased, and in 2014 it was around 2,500. Here it is, a short ferry trip and we are in Birgu. And we are going to our first location now, a Siculo-Norman house. The term Siculo-Norman is derived from the fact that this form of architecture has been brought over from Sicily, when Malta was under the rules of Sicily and Normans. The style of architecture is evident in a number of buildings and the old cities of Medina and Birgu. It is believed that this house was built in the 13th century or even before. This house is said to be the oldest standing building in Birgu. It is based on 3 floors: basement, which is currently closed, the first floor, which consists of an entrance room and a room on the upper floor. The house was abandoned for many years, then it was renovated and now it's a tourist attraction. This is what a classic house looked like in Malta in the Middle Ages. And we continue our walk, and our next stop is the Inquisitor Palace. In addition to exhibits related to the Inquisition, it is also an ethnographic museum. The Inquisitor Palace, also known as the Sacred Palace. It was the seat of the Maltese Inquisition from 1574 to 1798. The building was originally constructed as a courthouse or a castellania in the early 16th century, but the original building had lots of renovations. Pietro Lucina, here he is on the portrait, arrived in Malta as its first inquisitor and apostolic delegate of Pope Gregory XIII. Grand Master Jean de la Cassière offered him this building. Inquisitors in Malta served in their dual role as supreme judge of the Holy Office and apostolic delegate representing the Vatican interests in Malta. Between 16th and 18th centuries, the various inquisitors who lived and worked in the palace made several changes to the building. Also, the palace was damaged during the 1693 Sicily earthquake, so this also resulted several changes to the building. Here we can find true accounts from the inquisitorial prisoners writing from their words. For example, here, Caterina Dimech, known as De Verani, 45 years old Maltese prostitute from Valetta. Besides being a prostitute, I also used to provide magical services to some of my clients to help them overcome their everyday difficulties. On 26 March 1672, I was accused for sorcery by some of them who did not find my remedies effective. I was arrested and put in a prison cells in the company of other women like me for a week until enough proof was gathered against me. I was found guilty and sentenced to fast on bread and water, take Holy Communion, and recite the Rosary every Saturday for 4 years. There were 2 prison sections, one for detention before trial and one for punishment after sentence. These are not instruments of torture, as you might think. Here represented typical construction tools that reference to the registers documenting the construction of the main staircase. And this is an ode of office of Inquisitor Antonio Rufo. Let's try also to understand who were the Inquisitors. The Roman Inquisition or Holy Office was the official stand by the Catholic Church against Protestantism. It was set up in 1542 by Pope Paul III, and its aim was to inculcate a sense of correct behavior and the correct beliefs expected from a Catholic. A chapel was in every respected palace, so in Inquisitor Palace it also existed. As I already told, this is also an ethnography museum, so here we see also an information about the carnival. This is a clapper, a wooden instrument used to replace the ringing of bells, so in the churches during the Holy Week. This one is produced during the early 20th century for domestic and personal use. And now we are in Inquisitor's bedroom with preserved vintage furniture. This hall also has nothing common to Inquisition. It's dedicated to wedding dresses of 20th century. The Inquisitor Palace kitchen was furnished with all sorts of kitchen equipment. In the Inquisitor's prison, the cells had beds with straw mattresses and blankets. Prisoners could use a candle at night. Some cells had their own toilets, but in others, the prisoners would have been led to the large public toilet pit by the prisoner warden. The Inquisitor would also take care of the prisoner's spiritual needs. They could attend Mass and make confession in their own cells. Torture by Maltese Inquisitors used rarely and only during trials as a way of extracting confession. The Inquisition era in Malta came to the end when the French took over the Maltese island in June 1798. The Inquisitor was given 48 hours to leave the island, and the tribunal was closed down. And that's all for today. I thank you for your attention. Please subscribe to my channel and like the video. And see you in new interesting places.